Moi, my name is Jana and you're watching Finnish Knitting Stories, episode number 133. Welcome or welcome back. You can find me on Instagram as Kittenits and on Rivalry as Kittenits and at Ko-fi and Patreon as Finnish Knitting Stories. And I came here today to give you a bit of an update of the past 2 weeks, what's been happening, what's new in our forest corner, what I've been doing. I've been knitting, I've been crocheting, I've been cross-stitching, and yeah. So what's new? I'm not sure. March arrived, March is new. Weather is getting warmer, not much warmer, but slowly. Snow is melting. Some days it's melting, sometimes it's snowing some more. That's a quick weather update. Nothing out of ordinary. So what else? Our house, has been hit with a plague, not once but twice, two separate occasions, two different things. One just before the kids' school break. They were on holiday last week. There was no episode because first of all I had house of sick people and I just didn't have it in me last week. Yeah, and then this week we have a new plague from from another school. One kid brought one, then another kid brought another one. Just trying to keep it together on duct tape and humor, basically. But so yeah, what else? What else is new? The world is in the turmoil, but you probably already you know that, right? You read the news, you listen to the news, and everything is upside down, so I've been trying to find ways to cope with everything is what's happening around. I'm not gonna talk about what's happening, you all know what's happening, but I will talk today about how I try to cope with it, just me personally. Maybe you can find it, maybe you find it useful and can apply something to yourself. So what do I usually do when my life feels very unstable and scary and worrying? I'm not just talking about this specific situation that's affecting all of us, but also personally when I'm going through hard times. I knit, and I knit a lot. I stress knit, I rage knit, I do all sorts of knitting to try to calm myself down. Except, this last week, things have been happening, so much of everything that even knitting wasn't helping. So I picked up cross stitch because rage knitting is dangerous, but you can't rage cross stitch because it needs to be a slow process, otherwise you just end up with a mess. But so we will talk about that when I go through my whips. I will show you everything. But let's start traditionally with so what I've been doing, I've been stress knitting through my whips. And let's start with what I'm wearing today, because there will be questions. If you're not new here, you have seen this before. In some of my older episodes, I'm wearing this. I haven't worn it in quite a while. Today feels a bit cooler, so I put it on. It's my very old Snowy Forest by Midori Hirose. It was originally published in one of the Line magazines, not sure which number. I can see the cover in front of my eyes, not sure which number. And this was my special, I think, New Year's cast on back in, I want to say 2020, when the year was changing to 2021. So it's 4 years old. I finished it in 2021. It's knit in Kit to Yarn's Cozy Polwarth, which is non-superwash sport weight Polwarth yarn, and then held together with Kit to Yarn silk mohair, both in color ink. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing today. And the earrings are Finnish essentials, sumpi ja puusti, coffee, cup of coffee, and some kind of bun pastry. This one is cinnamon bun. I can't see, but yeah, I think this was cinnamon bun, designed by Kieto, Finnish maker, Finnish brand, like small family owned. Yes. So and under the sweater I have a blue linen dress, but Always a linen dress, pretty much any day. If you ask what's under, a linen dress. Sometimes a skirt, but mostly a dress. Okay. I'm not sure where to start. It's gonna be a long one, I think. It's gonna be a long one because my husband is holding the fort down. There is one sick little girl that wants me, needs me, but he's holding the fort down. While I do this, sit down with you. I needed it for my sanity. Just I'm your entertainment today on demand. Just we all need a distraction. So yes, first I thought I wouldn't do it. I'm not gonna record, but then I decided I need it, and I hope some of you find a bit of comfort in spending time with me today. Like, grab a cup of something and your project, and let's just pretend that for half an hour that everything is great in the world, and then we go back to harsh reality. Okay. So I told you what I'm wearing today. Now we're going to, sorry if I'm a bit scattered, my brain has been fried by two different viruses over the last 2 weeks. I sound congested, so yeah, that explains it. If you're wondering why do I sound like that, I'm still not great. So I don't know, where do I start? I have so many finished objects. Let's start, I don't know, with the hats. Actually, this one I finished a while ago, already before all the whip parade. It's my Musselburgh hat. For myself, my first one for myself. I have knit a lot of Musselburgh hats, but none of them have been for myself. If I've been wearing it, that's why it doesn't look pristine anymore, because this has been I've been wearing it every day for past, I want to say 2 weeks. This is the one. It's a short version. It doesn't have a folded brim. I didn't want that. It's the yarn that I picked up during our last summer holiday when we were in Hygge. If you've seen the episode afterwards, I showed you the cone of yarn, which was 100% cashmere on a cone, much more affordable. I used only half of it. I don't know why I thought, because you in a store is called Woolly Yarn, and they would like cone for you any weight of yarn from a bigger cone. And I think I bought something a bit over 100 grams, 130 maybe, or 120. I thought, okay, that I definitely have enough. Well, I only used half of it, and basically can make one more, or 2 headbands, or something like that. The color is maybe a bit too pale. I don't know. When I put it on, there is a chance I look like a pale mushroom, but guess what? I don't care. This is so ridiculously soft and lovely, and goes with all my coats, and probably washes me out a little bit, but again, who cares? I don't wear lipstick, unfortunately, ever, but maybe that would help, but no. So this one, very simple, a bit of a slouch, just a little bit, very comfortable. And when I had this hat finished, I tried it on, and it was huge. And I was like, should I rip it back again? I ripped it back, I think twice. So I was calling it my cursed hat. The pattern Musselburgh by Zolda Teague. Did I say that? Probably. And it was a lace weight yarn. I knitted on a teeny tiny needles, 2.25 millimeter. Like, I don't even knit socks on so small needles. So it took me a while. And it looked huge when I tried it on. But I did make a tiny swatch, and the swatch told me that after washing, this yarn will bloom. It will bloom, and it will get denser, and it felt like I have almost 5 extra centimeters in the circumference. Too much. Yeah, like extra. Extra means too much. Woman. So, and after I blocked it, it fit perfectly. It tightened, it shrunk, it's quite weatherproof, it's double layered, and it feels very luxurious. And I think it's my only warmer hat that doesn't doesn't make my forehead itch while I'm driving in a car, because you know the car is warmer than outside, and if you're wearing a hat it starts to get itchy. So this one doesn't, so I'm very happy with it. And in the end result, it was not badly priced, considering I used only half of the yarn that I bought. I think the hat cost me around, I don't know, 17 euros in yarn. 17 or 18 euros. So for a cashmere hat, have you seen what they cost in a store? And of course we don't count the countless hours. Even if I, like, imagine that the labor would cost, let's say, I don't know, 5 euros an hour, which is under all the limits, then it's a price of gold. Then this is a golden hat, because it took me a long time to knit it on teeny tiny needles. But I'm very happy with it. I'm gonna wear it a lot, and I'm already wearing it a lot. And let's see till what temperature I can keep wearing it before it gets too hot. But love it, love it. Beautiful hat. I wish I would have chosen different color, maybe something brighter, maybe something more pink. But well, I do like the color, so that's all what matters, right? Okay, that's my first finished object. My next finished object is another hat, not for me, for kiddo, for big kiddo. It's still damp because it's very thick and it's not drying. It's not drying. I put it to dry in a warm place, and it still didn't. So I'm showing it to you very carefully, very carefully. So if you're on my Patreon, you have seen this before. you can go get yourself another cup of tea or coffee. Meanwhile, I talk about this hat. So this is for Bruno. He needed a hat for. They go skating. They go skating at school because. Parents from our village, we made a improvised skating ring on the football field. So, and when he wears a helmet, they are supposed to wear helmets, safety first. He needs a hat, and all his hats have a brim, and it doesn't really work under the helmet because it keeps sliding on your eyes. So I quickly knit him a hat without a folded brim. In his favorite color. I had yarn somewhere. Deep old stash yarn. Lana Grossa Cool Wool in color number 504. 100% merino wool. I held it double, which made it rather thick, probably, I don't know, worsted weight it gave me. I would say, yeah. I knit it on a smaller needles to make it very nice and tight, and I don't know what else. It grew after washing. I can't try it on right now. It's still damp. I don't want to stretch it out, but there it is. Just 2x2 rib, no pattern. I fully improvised, and he's very happy with it. He has tried it on before I washed it, and he will get it once it's dry. And I used less than 100 grams for this. I have this much left. I think this is about 70, maybe 75 grams, just by trying to estimate what it's here. I would say I have here around 30 grams, maybe 25. So yeah, that's my second finished object. Also a hat. Let's do one crochet in between. Let's do one crochet in between. This one. Are you wondering what is it? If you're new here, you're probably wondering, what has this woman made? Oh no. Now when I look at it sorry, it's covered in my hair. It's straight from use and some dog hair. It looks like, I'm not sure if you had this thing back in 80s, maybe 90s, but I remember in some houses, we didn't have that in my parents' home, but in some of my friends' houses, there was a trend of toilet seat covers, like, you know, the lid that comes down. There were all kind of fluffy and ruffled ones, and now this looks like that, doesn't it? No, this is actually, yeah, very practical. Knit, but not toilet seat cover, like a lid cover. This is, I'm trying to prolong life of my very old IKEA chair, my white office chair that I have there. Right behind the camera there is my desk, and there is a white chair. The chair is like 14 years old. First thing I bought for this room was that chair. And the seat cushion, it's faux leather, it's pleather, so it started cracking. And I wanted to cover it with something. I know I can't sew a cover. I know. I'm very realistic about my sewing skills. They're just not there. So I decided to crochet one. And I used, as a base, I used the pattern by Naughty Crawl Crochet. It was called, what was it called? Hygge Burst Hexie. It was pattern for a blanket, but I didn't make a blanket. I made a seat cover, and it actually worked out pretty well. I used a lot of scrap yarns. I used some of my mini skeins. It was fingering weight. All of them are fingering weight held double. And I just used the colors I liked and the colors that would work in this room. Not that I have a color scheme. That's the wall is the most colorful thing in this room. But yeah, just whatever I had, and I think it worked out pretty well. So I made Hexies. I don't remember how many. I know that I made, I didn't have enough at my first try. I already joined them all together and I was one row short. So I had to add one whole row of them afterwards to be able to cover the edges. I didn't count in consideration the edges that they need to be covered. I used the slip, I crocheted the Hexies together with a slip stitch, just a slip stitch, and I think it looks pretty neat. It looks all right. And if you want to know how it's attached to the seat, to the cushion itself, just an elastic, just a piece of elastic. I threaded through all the corners. It's probably not the neatest on this side, but it does stay put. I have used it for over 2 weeks. It's been in use. I'm sitting on that chair daily, or almost every day. I'm sitting on that chair, and it hasn't stretched out. It hasn't shifted anywhere. The cushion stays in place. So I think this is a good solution. I tied the knot here just in case I need to tighten it or readjust or do something else about it. But now I can probably cut it off and like sew it permanently. Yeah, and you can remove it. It's washable, and I think this is a very reasonable solution to my problem. Practical crochet, and it's pretty. It brightens up the room, definitely. Conversation piece. So I'm very happy. I'm very pleased with this, and now I'm thinking what else I could cover up with some fantastic over-the-top crochet. No, this is what makes my heart happy. You know, I love scrappy projects, and I enjoy crocheting and as well. And knitting and crocheting, and turns out cross stitching as well. We will talk about it soon. Not yet, but soon. So that's my I don't know, third, I'm lost, maybe, finished object. One more finished object. So let's put that away. Oh, I'm making mess on the floor as always. Okay, and then I have a whole pile of socks. You heard me, socks. Who am I? I don't know. There. I have 3 pairs of socks. I've been knitting through my whips like a mad woman. Let's start with the first pair. The first pair that I forgot about these in the VIP episode. I didn't show them because the sock number 1 was at work. It was at work as a sample. And then I found a project bag with the second sock that was started, and I finished the second sock. So there are 2 of them now. The pattern is a free pattern by Tanya Steinbach. Tanya Steinbach, and they are called Sommer Sneaker Socken, I think. You will see it on the screen. So yeah, just shorties. The yarn is Kit to Yarns Everyday Sock Merino in my last summer colorway of ice cream kiosk. Jatski Kiska. So just cute little ruffle socks. I did make a mistake because I can't always read, or yeah, I was hurrying. So this top bit was not supposed to be in ribbing. It was supposed to be in stockinette and only ribbing on the inside. But as I already made that mistake on the first sock, I made the same mistake now intentionally on the second sock to make them match. Not that it matters, but yeah. And yeah, I used modified shadow wrap heel, which I actually prefer to the regular shadow wrap heel because you get more space for your instep. Like you're knitting extra rows in there, and I think it looks also neater, at least when I'm knitting it. The wrapped stitches look neater in this version. The pattern doesn't give you instructions for heels or toes. It just gives you instructions for the ruffle and the textured pattern. And yeah, so it's a very, very brief pattern. Okay, so that's the first pair. I have 2 more. I have 2 more. Both of them from my VIP pile. I finished Swiss Dot Shorties by lovely Nancy Wheeler. I love Nancy. She has a podcast also, Knit Sip Happy. I watch Nancy always, and this was a lot of fun. You know, I'm not a sock knitter, but I'm trying to get my sock mojo back, and I think it's working. I managed to finish all of these and not to lose my mind. Oh, sun came out. Great. Ruining the light here. Sorry, I can't affect the sun. I have a blind closed, but yeah, so these were a lot of fun. The yarn that I used was a gift from a fellow knitter and yarn dyer, lovely Linda from Wool Hobby in the Netherlands. I met her in real life at the Knit to Purl 2 festival, and we talked, but she sent this to me earlier, the yarn, and I decided it was a big skein and the mini skein. My skein didn't have the color name, but I'm pretty sure she makes this color and there is a color name. So I'll link her store down below. I'll take one off to show you the cute little Swiss dot pattern right there. Oh, these were a lot of fun to knit, and I like the heel. I did everything according to instructions. Very neat pickup, lovely heel, and generally Nancy. Nancy's great sock pattern designer. And she donates a lot of money to good causes once she releases new pattern. So these are lovely. I can't wait to wear them. Now I can wear them after I have showed them to you. I will put them on maybe tomorrow morning. Before I go get my morning coffee, I will have new pairs of socks on. So these are lovely, and I don't know what to say. They didn't use a lot of yarn, and I think you can also use busier yarn and then break it up with some solid yarn. And the purple one, this one was a mini. It was a mini, and I didn't even use all of it for these. So I think, yeah, Beautiful, beautiful pattern. And beautiful yarn. So thank you, ladies, for designing a pattern and for dyeing yarn for me. And yeah. Okay. Those were Swiss Dot Shorties. And then I have another pair. And these are the Pressed Flower Socks by Amy Christophers. If you remember, I knit a shawl, Pressed Flower Shawl by Amy Christophers, and I was while I was knitting it, a viewer gifted me a pattern for the socks because she thought I should knit them as well, and I started them. I started them back in 2020, when? 22, 23? No, 2023. I started them, and it took me a while to finish them. I actually don't know why, because once I picked them up, they just flew off my needles. It was such an addictive knit, making the flowers and just trying to get to next color. I'll show them closer to you. The yarns. Okay, the main color, this main pink, is Kremke Edelweiss. Not the alpaca one, the woolly one. The yarn is non-superwash wool, but it does have nylon. It has I guess it's nylon, or is it palm? Anyway, some strengthening fiber that they make from recycled bottles, which is really cool. And then the colorful yarn is a Crazy Zauberball, Schoppel Crazy Zauberball, color garden, something about garden party, 2355. It's in front of my eyes. I remember things visually. I'm pretty sure 2355. If not, I'll correct myself on the screen. So they are not identical, because you can't get identical socks from a Crazy Zauberball, and I actually love them that way. I like that they are sisters but not twins. It was more fun that way because I got to knit with different colors, and I really enjoyed the process. And I do have a leftover, both of Zauberball and this main color, and I was thinking of using Zauberball to knit maybe a cowl. There is a cowl for with this pattern, but I don't want to knit that because it's a long one. It goes several times around, and in my opinion, it doesn't have enough flowers on it. What I would do, I would just do this, what's on the sock, just more repeats, and then just a simple tube to pull over your head with ribbing on both ends. So I need to think if I have enough of that Zauberball. I could pick another solid yarn from my stash. Maybe pink. It looks great with pink, this color. And just maybe to turn the leftovers into a cowl. But this was such an addictive process. I was sad when I finished. I was a bit sad because I wanted to continue knitting the flowers, the mosaic flowers, and I absolutely loved that part. Yeah, so... Or maybe I should start a cardigan. There is also Pressed Flowers cardigan and Pressed Flowers sweater. And the cardigan actually is on my list. So I'm thinking about it. I'm definitely thinking of more flowers. Spring is coming. We need more flowers in our life. So these turned out lovely. The heel was... it's like a pre-planned afterthought heel. Not a true afterthought heel. You don't cut in it. There's a name for it, but I'm now missing. What is the proper name for that heel? When you knit a strand of yarn in the place where you want to put the heel in, and then you take it out and then you have live stitches. Like you don't cut in it. So that kind of heel, and yeah. Love them. Love them. Very happy. Very happy with myself. I deserve a pat on the shoulder. I finished 3 pairs of socks. Me, the woman who does not enjoy sock knitting, but I enjoyed. I truly enjoyed making all of those, and I will enjoy wearing all of those because I do love wearing woolly socks. I do. I'm also very lucky to have a lot of friends that knit socks for me. They gift me knit socks because they know I will appreciate it so much, because you're gifting me your time and part of yourself, and I love wearing socks made by other people. I think more than I enjoy wearing my own. So, and yeah, I think my husband needs a new pair of socks, and I need to just buckle up and cast on maybe in thicker yarn, maybe not in fingering really, because he will just wear through them. Yeah. He will wear through DK as well, but just not as fast. So I think I should make him a fresh pair of socks. He still has a lot of pairs, but they look awful. They look awful. He doesn't have like decent socks that he can wear outside of the house. That's what he's missing. Okay, do I have any other finished objects? I do have one more teeny tiny, but it's very closely related to Happy Mail. So I will show you that finished object and then quickly show you the Happy Mail that's related to it, and then we will go to whips. So I'll start with a story of a Happy Mail that a couple of weeks ago we received a lovely box, very thoughtful, very warm, from a lady in Germany. She didn't want me to mention her name here in my video, so I'm not gonna do that. I will keep you anonymous, but you know who you are, and I hope you're watching this, and I hope you got my email. I didn't get a response, but I hope you got my email. If you didn't, please let me know that if something went wrong and you didn't get my email with a thank you. I emailed you, I think already 2 weeks ago or more. Not sure. Blurry on timelines as always, but we received a beautiful, lovely box with a letter, with card, and lovely letter and beautiful card, and it was full of very personalized things for everyone in the family. Bruno received a pair of hand knit socks. He's been wearing them all the time now, especially when being unwell. He's in pajamas and those socks. And then I received a few things. I'll brag about mine first, and then we will go to my finished object and the rest of the Happy Mail. Okay, there was the letter. I received 2 beautiful project bags. Yeah, that's the maker, but that's not the person who sent me the package. She bought these bags for me, and they are lovely. They have sturdy inserts in the bottom. I don't think I have seen project bags like this. Like it has a hard bottom insert, and this one is square, and they are both so lovely. And I chuckled when I saw nautical foxes because it was so personal. I don't know, was it an accident or do you really know? But long time ago, in different life, like many years ago, I graduated from Maritime Academy. So Maritime Foxes, yes, made me extremely happy. So lovely, look, blue. I'm matchy today, matchy blue. So cute, and I will be using them now that I have showed them. I will take them in use. And then, oh, sorry, hit the radiator with a zipper pull. And then there was a lovely box, and I was wondering what's in the box. And in the box there was absolutely, oh, it's very strong magnet. Absolutely beautiful pair of earrings. I think they are stone. I'm pretty sure they are stone, but like a dyed stone. And look at the colors. They are so me. I love them very much. Thank you. And then Sophia, we all received beautiful gifts. There were sweet treats and everything. And then Sophia got the most special gift. Again, gift of your time, gift of your attention. So much love has been put. Sophia received two little bunnies. Two little bunnies. Lily and Kiki. Yeah, I was sorry, blacked out on the names. They were the name. Bunnies came with the names, and we kept the names because we loved the names of Lily and Kiki. Lily was Sophia's favorite kindergarten teacher, by the way, long time ago. And they came. They came with a whole wardrobe of clothes. I had to put them back in this baggie because Sophia had them on hangers. There were also two little hangers included, and they came. Do you see the little hangers? They came with a full wardrobe of clothes. And in the letter it was mentioned that yes, they come with a wardrobe, so I don't have to straight away knit anything. Just precious little. I love these colors. I love all the little sweaters. And the dungarees are cracking me up because there's a hole for a tail on the back, and the cute little buttons, and these are just so precious. Sophia has been over the moon. She's been playing with them, and one day she had a laundry day. She was like pretend washing them. She has a little washing machine, and then the clothesline with little pegs, and they were all hanging and drying there. And yeah, here are the bunnies. And well, you were wrong about the fact that I won't need to make clothes for them, because Sophia lined up all the clothes that came with the bunnies, and she looked at me, and I was like, uh-oh, there's something brewing. And she was like, Mama, bunnies need a skirt. Because there were pants, there were dresses, there were little bloomers, and what else? Yeah, sweaters, cardigans, everything. But she like analyzed the wardrobe, and she's a girly girl, and like, Mama, bunnies need a skirt. So Mama obliged, and Mama made a skirt, and of course matching headbands. So my finished objects are this skirt and the headband. Yeah, the lovely tunic came with a bunny, and there are matching bloomers somewhere, and they're just so cute. Sophia has been playing dress up with... Yeah. So, thank you so much, lovely person. Not gonna mention your name. You made one little girl and one bigger girl very happy, and boys as well. We all really enjoyed, and we're very grateful for the attention, and it was truly happy mail. So now I'm done with the finished objects, and let's go to whips. But before we go to whips, I wanna talk to you about this thing that I'm doing now. I'm doing it. I'm doing Finish or Frog It Friday. So every Friday I will go to my dresser. I have all these project bags on top of my dresser, and I will pull something to work on. And it might slide into Saturday because Fridays are sometimes busy. So Friday/Saturday. And if you'd like to join me, please join me. Let's on Fridays or frog something or finish something. Like, you don't have to finish, you can work over several Fridays on it. But I was thinking, some of my really older ones, they need attention. And already finished socks. Good girl. Good girl, finished socks. And now I've been pulling other things out. So I will show you 3 whips. 2 of them are older. Oh, and one new thing. Let's start with the newer one. This is not an older whip. I'll just very quickly show you my Choose Your Own Fungi. Sorry, choking on my drool. So excited about all the knitting. Look, my mind is already in a lighter place when I get to talk to friends about things we love. Knitting keeps me from unraveling. What about you? Choose Your Own Fungi by Grey Owl Knits. We have a sleeve, and I knit it. I knit the colorwork sleeve, and we have half of the other sleeve. And there is a story with this other sleeve because I had to order a new skein, one more skein of Spin Cycle, this color changing yarn. And it was very different from the other ones that I had. It had a section of this violet that I didn't have in 3 other skeins that I used in the rest of the sweater. And as you can see, it's rather low contrast. And I decided it doesn't bother me, so I kept knitting, and now I put it down and I look at it and I think, does it bother me? And then I pick it up, knit one more row, then I put it down and look at it again. Does it bother me? I still can't decide. I already asked for opinion from my patrons, and opinions were divided. Somebody said keep going, and other people said rip it out, and I just can't seem to make a decision. So chances are I'm gonna finish the sleeve and then rip it out. Has happened to me before. I have finished whole garments and ripped them out because I kind of knew something is bothering me, but I wanted to make sure, like, finish it and then rip it out. So I don't know. But here we are so far. Yes. I don't know. I'm knitting on it. One row at a time, and then trying to think, am I bothered or not by the low contrast? Probably. In a big picture, it doesn't really matter. When I'm wearing it, nobody will be able to notice it, but I don't know. So I'm still thinking, should I go back and cut it out and continue with brighter colors, or should I let it be? And this sleeve is ready. Mushrooms, mice. Love the mice. When I cast it on, I told you that I really want to fit mice somewhere. I counted that they will be too big for the body. Then I wouldn't have enough mushrooms. Then it would be like 2 rows of mushrooms and mice. That they would take a lot of space. So I decided to save them for the sleeves, and I managed to fit them on the sleeves, and I just love it. I love the mice. They are so cute. I'm happy I could fit them on the sleeve. So yeah, that's a quick update on my Choose Your Own Fungi sweater. Sorry, I think I'm losing voice. I'm starting to lose voice. I haven't been talking a lot during these past 2 weeks, and now sorry. I hope we can get through this. I have a bit more of whips. Okay. Let's do the next one. This one is an oldie. In this very happy floral bag, I have a project that I cast on and then I stopped working on it. I actually don't know why. I don't know why, because it's absolutely lovely and I'm almost done with it. In less than a week, I picked it up last, I don't know when, maybe Friday, so not a week. But I haven't been exclusively working on it. I've been working on other things as well. I cast it on in 2020. Hard year for all of us. Now feels like walk in a park in comparison to other things. But it's lovely Migla by Ines Sang. I love Ines. I love her shawls. I love her other things. I have knit a lot of things by Ines. It's a free pattern. Very simple, elegant shawl. Look, it's almost done. I'm knitting it in hand-dyed Finnish sheep wool Kettu yarns, Koti wool in color Rhubarb. It has 2 little lace panels and then 1 more beautiful lace border. I'm a couple of rows away from the lace border, and I'm loving it. It's a beautiful shawl, and I'm happy I'm finally finishing it. I am knitting on 3mm needles. What is that in the US sizing? I don't know. I always forget the needle conversion. 2.5 US 2.5, and yes, they are 3 millimeter. I checked. So I put in a progress keeper where I picked it up. Where are you? Where are you? There. I was here where I picked it up. It's a triangular shawl, so I have added this much to it, including 2 lace sections, and almost at the end of my second skein of yarn. Luckily, I do have a third skein of yarn. I was at one point thinking I'm playing yarn chicken, but I did find one more skein in my stash. It was just, I have a shelf with Finnish sheep wool, and I was panicking for a while because I was thinking, oh, can I don't have enough yarn to finish it. But then I went digging, and it was just swallowed. It was absorbed by other yarn. It's a small skein, so it was swallowed by the bigger skeins, and I went digging, and when I pulled it out, it was just like such a relief. I do have enough yarn. I don't need to adjust anything. I don't need to play yarn chicken. I was smart and got enough yarn when I started this project. It's been 5 years. Yeah, but it's gonna be finished hopefully this weekend, and next week I can show you beautiful new shawl of mine. And I could definitely use more solid colored shawls in my wardrobe. I don't have a lot of those. So yeah, let's put that away. Let's put that away. So I'll show you my supplementary project. It's not knitting, it's not crochet. Yeah, it's cross stitch. Because at one point, knitting wasn't helping. Knitting wasn't helping to numb the brain or to calm the brain. So I thought, okay, I need something else. I thought to spin. Spinning gives me too much thinking time. So I needed something that would fully occupy my mind. And I went through my stash to look for cross-stitch kits. I found a few. One was Christmas, so definitely not. Another one was a tablecloth. It's a vintage kit that I got from a thrift store years ago. And also not. And then, I remembered that I had sunflower somewhere, little kit. And I was like, yes, let's look for that. I found it. And it was all done. I have finished it, and I don't remember working on it. I have no memory, but I have done it at one point in my life. So then I remembered that last year, on a whim, I picked this DMC cross stitch. I saw it, and I could not walk away without it. This is rather new. I think it was released last year. You probably recognize the print. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's Strawberry Thief by William Morris. Well, yeah. Yeah, I love it in this blue. I especially love it in this blue. It's a bookmark. But I'm not gonna make it into a bookmark. I was thinking this beautiful panel would look gorgeous, maybe in a project bag, maybe on my denim jacket. I don't know, somewhere I'm gonna incorporate it, but I'm not making a bookmark. That's such a waste of good cross stitch. So I started. A couple of days ago, I started. It came with almost everything except the hoop. It has threads on a card. It has instructions. This box has a lot of things in it. Had like a cardboard insert to make your bookmark, and the felt backing, and all kind of things. And even if you want to give it as a gift, you can use that brown cardboard as a gift box. So I will show you I'm not going to show you the chart, but it comes with this kind of how it looks when actual picture of embroidered piece, of a cross-stitched piece. I like that it's full coverage. I do enjoy full coverage in cross-stitch, and I will show you how far I've got. I don't have a lot of frames. I don't have hoops. This is my grandma's old hoop because cross stitch is not my active hobby, but I did a lot of it as a child, so it looks like this now. Sorry all my cross stitcher friends. I know I don't have proper tools, but that's where I am now. I'm working on the bird now here on this side, and that's the center of it. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And then there will be, of course, the blue background. I will fill the white gaps, and so that's what has kept my mind occupied. I needed a change. I needed to keep busy, and it slowed me down. It calmed me down. It worked like a charm. So if you're struggling right now and knitting doesn't help, try something completely different. I don't know. Something completely different. And here I need to count, I need to focus. So it's good to keep your mind busy with something else when you're trying to relax. This was very nice and very relaxing, and I'll keep working on it. I'm not a professional. I dabble into variety of crafts. So that was nice. And the last one, I have one more that I have worked on. If you watched the whip parade, you recognize the bag. And yeah, it's my it used to be my blanket of sorrow, and now I have renamed it. I have reclaimed it, renamed it into blanket of hope. And I'm working on it with a completely different set of emotions. Yeah. Yeah. I'll show it to you. I'm working on it. I started it in 2022. If you've been around, you know the story. I'm not gonna go into details. Just because I'm at Snap. I have worked on it this much. There is a progress keeper, and this much I have worked on it, but it's a lot of stitches. It is a lot of stitches. It's very meditative. It's very, yeah. But I've decided I'm only working on it with positive emotions and happy emotions, and when I'm feeling hopeful. Right now, I'm not. So I worked on it a little bit on a good day. And the yarn is the Scapius, the Little Balls Metropolis, the Little Balls, and I'm holding it together with undyed mohair. Yeah, I think a lot of us realize that we are living in a dystopian novel. It's not somewhere far away. Let's slide into Knit and Chat. It's not somewhere far away. We're unfortunately living in one of those, and we all need to find ways to cope and not to lose ourselves, not to lose our principles and integrity, and not to be fooled, and not to... Yeah, a lot of people are trying that, and I wish people would get more united and see where is the problem and fight the problem. Not fight each other, but fight the ones that are trying to take your independence, your voice, your culture, your everything you stand for. And I got a lot of backlash about the one little comment I made when I was showing that blanket in the whip episode, and that people were like, they didn't think this is a political podcast. They thought it's a knitting podcast, and it is knitting podcast. It's about knitting, it's about crafts, but it's also about people, because knitting comes with community. Knitting comes with people, the like-minded people. And we need to talk sometimes about the hard things as well, and we can of course drink the Delulu lemonade and pretend that everything is dandy, but unfortunately, while you do that, the world is still crumbling, and there are just times when you need to talk. You must speak. You must speak, because not because you're trying to change the other person, but because if you don't speak, it means they have changed you. And I'm not gonna talk about politics, because the world is what it is, and we all have our own opinions. And if you have critical thinking and a drop of sanity, you see things for what they are. I've stopped watching the news because they come with a lot of side things and a lot of negativity and distraction, and I want facts. I want to analyze them. I want to make my own conclusions, and that's what I recommend to you. I would recommend Heather Cox Richardson. She is a historian. She is a political historian. She makes great day summaries every day. She hasn't stopped. Poor woman hasn't had a break since I don't know how many days without. She's been doing a great work. She just does these day summaries, and I stick to reading those, like what happened, because every day is happening so much. You will go insane if you try to follow everything and watch all the news. But she gives facts, and it's nice to have that, because you need to know what's happening around you, and maybe you can do something to change certain things, especially if you're in certain places. But we're here, and I'm very worried for a lot of my friends that live on the other side of the world in different countries, and they all come from different backgrounds, but they are now facing very same difficulties, and I don't know. Nobody knows how this is gonna end, and we live in a very worrying times, very unsettling times. When everything has turned upside down, and we're being fed that right is wrong and wrong is right, and yeah. But I just hope you can keep your own morals, you can keep your own integrity. And I'm very worried for a lot of my friends, because I'm in a group with a lot of parents with special need kids that live in the United States right now, and they are getting targeted first. They are gonna be hit first. Their children will stop receiving help because funding is being cut from them, and they are very concerned, and I'm worried about them, and I'm worried about everyone that's trying to tell the truth, even though they are being silenced, about everyone that's trying to fight the new world order, because that's not the world we want to live in. And I think majority of you, we don't want to live in like this, where money is more important than human lives, where money is more important than humanity, and the rich will be richer and more vulnerable will be wiped out. So I'm sorry if I'm upsetting somebody once again, but luckily there are so many other places where you on YouTube, many other videos you can go watch, where everything is bright and happy and nobody's worried about tomorrow, because I think we all are. And I'm not here to stress you out. I just want to let you know that if we keep humanity in our hearts, we can get through this all together. But we can't let them take our voice and our freedom and our rights, and the rights of your neighbor and the rights of your friend. And yeah, well, I speak Russian. Ask me why. Nobody in my family is Russian, but I was born under Soviet occupation, and we were forced to learn that language because they tried to take away our language, our culture, and the oppression we lived under was horrendous, and I don't wish it on anyone. I'm old enough to remember everything, like not being allowed to celebrate Christmas or make a joke about certain topics or a lot of things. Wear certain clothes, behave in certain way. Yeah, speak what you're actually thinking, and I really don't wish it on anyone. So stay strong, and I really hope we can get through this, and everybody's fighting their fight, and as long as we have our voice, they can't walk over us. And I'm sorry this got a bit heavy at the end, but I think we're all thinking about the world order, and a lot of us are not liking what we're seeing, and I just hope that we don't let the darkness to take over. Yeah, so let's knit. Let's keep knitting to keep our sanity in the free moments, because knitting always helps, and knitting community is great, and I'm very grateful for all of you, even the ones that stay for the more difficult topics, because life is not all rosy, and I know it would be nice to pretend that it is, but I will be here weekly to bring you a little moment of distraction where we can just talk about lighter topics like knitting, and I'll leave, if there is a heavy stuff, I'll leave it for the end that you can stop watching earlier. What else? Something good. Let's finish on something good. Quick update from the girls. from the girls. From the dog talk. Well, Jackie has started playing with Lima. She initiates the play. If you're new here, we have 2 rescues. Jackie is the older one. She's been with us for 9 years. She's 10-ish, or 8 years. 8 years. She's around 10-ish years old. Lima is our newest rescue. We adopted her in December. She's around 2 years old, and Jackie is a bit smaller. She's a mixed breed. Lima is the very, very tall giraffe German Shepherd girl, and yeah, they've been getting along all right, but Jackie is less social dog and a bit more grumpy, and now she has softened. She has softened, and she initiates the play, and they play together, and my heart is just melting. So if you have a pet, go hug your pets, because that's also great anti-stress. Yes, I call Lima my stress ball. Jackie is not a hugger. I don't even. Sometimes I get a hug, but Lima doesn't care. She's a total anti-stress ball. She's a hugger, and she allows me to do whatever I want to her. And yeah, so yeah, let's finish on this happy dog update, and I'm wishing you all a calm and uneventful weekend. Or week ahead, hopefully uneventful. We need that. And take care, knit a lot, stay sane, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much, and heippa!